This video has been filmed in the remastered version of Modern Warfare. The year is 1996. Chernobyl, Ukraine. John Price is just a mere lieutenant. It has been 10 years since nuclear reactor number 4 exploded here and made the entire city of Pripyat uninhabitable. You take the role of Price, accompanied by Captain Macmillan. 1996 in Call of Duty lore, Chernobyl was used extensively as a place for adversaries to get their hands on nuclear material. The main man in question for this mission? Imran Zakhaev, the leader of the Russian ultranationalists. Zakhaev is attending a black market weapons deal, using Chernobyl's abandoned and dangerous environment to not attract attention. His goal is a bit ambiguous, as it is never fully explained whether he's here to buy or sell nuclear material. For what we can see in the mission, it looks like he is buying, but whatever the case may be, the point is, he's a threat, and a nuclear one at that. Lieutenant Price and Captain Macmillan are tasked with a government-authorized assassination of Zakhaev. They need to sneak into the exclusion zone, past the Russian ultranationalists, and assassinate Zakhaev. As most of us know from playing this mission back in 2007, this was easier said than done.
Too much radiation. We'll have to go around. Follow me and keep low.
The mission starts off not too far from Chernobyl power plant. Price and Macmillan are both fully covered in ghillie suits to blend in with the foliage. We need to sneak through the exclusion zone and avoid the countless Russian soldiers that are scattered throughout the area. We spot our first two enemy combatants. They seem like any other NPC from the previous missions, but these ones are responsive compared to the other missions. If one of them can see you shooting the other or simply spots you, other enemies nearby will be alerted and you will suddenly find yourself in a huge gunfight.
He's down. Move. Good night.
We proceed onward and come across a small building with 4 enemy combatants inside. One soldier walks out of the building and we can choose whether to kill him or let him pass. We choose violence, killing the soldier before continuing towards a church with a lookout tower. There's a soldier in the tower and one on the ground, patrolling the area. We kill the guy in the tower and the soldier on the ground. We walk into the dilapidated church, scanning for more threats as we move. After clearing the church, we go outside, only to hear a distant helicopter closing in on our position.
Enemy helicopter, get down. Stay in the shadow.
The helicopter can actually spot us if we stand out too much, so our best course of action is to hide in the grass. Here too, we are exposed to how reactive the AI is. We successfully evade the helicopter and continue onward, before suddenly coming to one of the tensest segments of the entire mission.
Easy, lad. There's too many of them. Let them go. Keep a low profile and hold your fire.
A group of patrolling ground forces and tanks are walking straight towards us, and our only solution is to hide in plain sight. We need to go prone in the grass and must rely on our ghillie suits to do their part in camouflaging us. This part of the mission makes us tense up and gives us a tangible feeling of dread. We escape the patrol and spot some soldiers cleaning up bodies and another group patrolling the nearby vicinity.
Target eliminated.
We take them out strategically so we don't blow our cover. Continuing through a junkyard full of cars and containers,
Stay back. Stay low. He's mine.
Oi, Susie, huh?
That's how it's done. Let's go.
we arrive at a huge rally point for enemy soldiers.
That's a bloody convention out there. Get ready to move on my signal. Stay right behind me.
Cars, tanks, helicopters, you name it.
Hold. Okay. Go.
To sneak through, we must go prone, snake our way under the cars, right under the enemy's noses, again creating tension and a sense of dread.
There's a truck coming. We'll use it as cover. Keep moving.
We escape the rally point and spot a sniper. We take the sniper out and proceed with the mission. On our way, we spot a wild dog who's eating what appears to be the remains of a soldier. We can engage with it if we want to, or we can leave it be. We decide to leave it be, as it really isn't interested in us doing anything else than to keep our distance. We continue into yet another abandoned and dilapidated building.
Look at this place. 50,000 people used to live in the city. Now it's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it.
From here, we spot our target location and the mission to assassinate Zakhaev is getting very close. We enter the building and wait for our target. The time has finally come. The black market weapons deal is starting and our target arrives in a vehicle. We spot Zakhaev, but by looking at a flag on one of the vehicles, we quickly notice that the wind pattern is sporadic and unpredictable. We're also quite the distance away from the target, which we also need to factor in when trying to shoot him.
Wait for my mark. Target acquired. I have a positive ID on Imran Zakhaev.
A helicopter arrives out of nowhere and blocks our view. We need to wait even longer. The perfect shot is yet to come. Up to this point, the mission has done an incredible job in creating tension for the main goal. We have snuck through countless soldiers, we've been exposed to a real and tangible sense of danger, and now the time has finally come.
It's now or never. Take the shot. Target is down. Nice shot, Lieutenant.
We take the shot, and down goes Zakhaev. We're spotted, and the helicopter that previously blocked our view is now staring at us. We need to take it down and proceed out of the building, Michael Bay style. From here on out, the mission turns into a superhero shooter, like the games are well known for. But one more amazing interaction is yet to come. During the escape, another helicopter spots us, and we have to take it down. The helicopter goes down and almost kills Captain Macmillan.
Bastard.
Yet another great use of tension as we try to escape the waves of Russian soldiers chasing us.
You'll have to find a good spot to put me down so I can cover you.
So that was, in essence, the entire mission. At the end, there is a small skirmish where you basically have to hold off waves of Russian soldiers trying to kill you. You also have to carry Captain Macmillan, but I feel like this is not quite the same vibe that the rest of the mission is, so I'm not gonna talk too much about it. What really makes all Ghillied Up truly stand out is how different it is compared to the rest of the game. I remember playing this back in the day and thinking that it was just the most badass mission I've ever experienced. It was so different from the rest of the game as well. Most of the campaign in Modern Warfare focuses on the classic superhero shooter where you run around mowing down enemy after enemy. You take damage, but after a brief cooldown, you're basically back to full health as if nothing really happened. Taking damage doesn't really have any consequences other than in that exact moment that you do. This formula has been a staple throughout the games up until this point, with some tweaks here and there to how the AI responds. The enemy combatants, or NPCs, were never really made to respond in other ways other than to take cover and engage you and your team. Now, just to get this straight, there are tiny portions in Modern Warfare and the other games where you can sort of sneak up on people, but they're very brief and they usually instantly trigger a bigger fight sequence. This style of gameplay worked well for the series in the start, but after a while, players noticed how repetitive and mundane it started to feel. All Ghillied Up aimed to be different, and its designer solved this in a unique and innovative way. The mission was designed by Muhammad Alavi, also known for making the famous No Russian mission from MW2 and Crew Expendable, the boat mission in Modern Warfare. According to him, It took 3 months and over 10,000 lines of code just to solve the first minute of gameplay. To create the mission as he had intended, Infinity Ward had to solve some very unique and novel problems. The first minute of gameplay was actually so engaging that the lead designer for the game, Steve Fukuda, finished it in 10 different ways and had fun throughout all of them. It was so good, in fact, that they decided to continue using this AI system throughout Modern Warfare's sequel, Modern Warfare 2. Just to give you a quick example of how dynamic the AI is in this mission, I'm gonna show you a clip right now, and as you can see, I shot at the guy in the tower and I missed him. I quickly finished the job, but it was already too late because he had already alerted the other people nearby. So our cover was blown and nearby enemies were alerted. This exact dynamic is used throughout the entire mission, and it creates a special kind of tension that we've never really felt in any Call of Duty game. Your actions actually have consequences, and whatever the result turns out to be is entirely up to what you decide to do. Unlike many other missions, this one also has a clever design to keep the player within the intended area. There are these signs all over the place indicating pockets of high radiation. If you walk too far out into these zones, you're dead. This way of designing a level boundary is a creative and intelligent means of conveying the danger you're constantly in. It gives a sense of seriousness and makes the world feel more dangerous and alive. You don't have any generic return to the mission area or any other boring limits. You're simply aware of the actual radiation that is in Pripyat and the exclusion zone, and the dangers of this radiation is enough to make the boundaries feel very real. This type of level design is also in stark contrast to other level designs. Usually there's an invisible wall or just generic foliage or buildings or something else standing in the way, which isn't bad, it's not the worst you can do, but this one actually ties in its limits with story and our instinct to avoid danger. So to recap here at the end, the mission was way different from the other missions. There was actual consequences for your actions, and whatever you decided to do was the outcome of the mission. The NPCs felt responsive and realistic, and the mission was brilliantly designed around this. The level design was crafted to be very realistic, and most of the map looks exactly like Pripyat does in real life. Radiation is an authentic, intangible danger that helps to create a realistic atmosphere and border for the level. The sense of tension and consequences that was constantly built up towards the main goal was a stark contrast to the rest of the game, and one that made you really invested in it. What was your experience with this mission? If my video resonated with you, let's discuss it further in the comments. Thanks for sticking around, and thank you so much for helping me reach 100 subscribers. I really do greatly appreciate it, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for our growing community. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. And with that, I'm Rolf, and I hope you have an amazing day.